Shall we begin?
Hey guys, Coach Jimmy here. As a follow-on from our last video regarding loop bands, we've got a couple other exercises, or 3 other exercises I want to show you or showcase today. They're targeting the glute med and glute minimus area as the previous video has. So the first of the 3 additional exercises, the first one's going to be a clam movement. So from here, we want the band around the top of the knees, and then from there we're going to take a side-lying position supporting the head, so we've got spine neutral. Want legs at around about 90 degrees with heels and toes touching to begin. Now the cue with this, when you start to bring this leg away, is push this one down into the ground. So we want to actively push that one down while supporting our head, and then open up the other side, keeping our heels touching. We want to take that up to where we can. Little pause is always good, and then control it back down. And you can play with this however you like in terms of tempo. So we can go, you know, a bit of power up and a pause and a control down, nice and slow. Or we can go up slow, get a really good contraction. We can hold it for, and that's actually quite challenging there, as you can see the foot shaking, and then controlling it down. And then all you do is flip over and do the other side. So that's the clams. The next one is a side-lying abduction. So with this one, we'll take the band down around the ankles, and the setup's roughly the same. We've just got the legs straight. So we're still wanting to support the head to keep the spine in neutral. And the key with this one is to keep the heels as the most highest point when we abduct our leg. So rather than pointing our toe up in the air as we do this, we want to keep our feet parallel to each other. So as we raise up, we're making sure we're actively keeping the heel is the highest point, and we're taking the feet away from each other. So the clam and the abduction, you'll be really feeling a good contraction in the side of the hip there, around the glute medius, glute minimus area. And again, you can play with that tempo many different ways. Slow up, pause at the top, slow down. And the last one that we'll showcase will target the same area, but it'll bring the core more into play, and that's a supine wiper. So band stays around the ankles for this one, and then we're just going to take a supine position, rest the head on the ground. As a beginner's start point, you can have your hands on the ground just to support, and then from here the key is to engage the abdominals, so crunch the abs, push the lower back to the floor so there's no gap there. So we're going to tilt our hips and then raise our feet off the ground to where we can keep there no gap and the abdominals crunched. From there, same applies in terms of the heels. We want to keep them as the widest point, and then take them away from each other. So if you feel like your lower back's starting to flare off the ground, all we would do is cue you to raise your legs up a little bit higher, and then abduct from there, okay? So you'll feel all sorts of muscles working here. You'll feel your glute med and minimus, your core, your adductors as well. Really challenging. So you can make them as challenging as you like. So play with them, put them into your routine, into your warm-up, into your strength program, and let us know how you go. Cheers, guys.